guys, what's going on? Chris here with Shuckhead Gaming. If you haven't heard, Steam VR has on their amazing, absolutely insanely amazing summer sale. And I figured, since I've pretty much played everything, I would take a quick look with all of you on, yes, virtual reality. That's what we do here. And take a quick look at all the games. And I'm going to give you a quick overview of whether I think they're worth the sale price, give you a quick tips and tricks, I guess, on what they are. And yeah, I'll show you a little bit of footage as well along the way. Okay, so jumping in here, I've got it sorted so we see all the sale items. I've also got it by user reviews. Hopefully we keep the crap down below. Starting off, Half-Life Alyx, guys, come on, it's $40. Oh, by the way, these are Canadian dollars. I'm in Canada. So if you're in the US, just take a few bucks off. And if you're elsewhere, you might have to add a few dollars. So keep that in mind with these prices. But the sale percentage should be the same. Half-Life Alyx, yeah, 40% off. No brainer if you've been waiting on that, or if you're just getting the PC VR. Damn, guys. Come on. I don't know what else to say. Keep Talking Note explodes, and nobody explodes. That's what it's called. It's $5. 70% off. That's a deep dive. This is not a solo game. This is a multiplayer game. So this is great with friends and family. Use the social screen on your PC, and you can print off instruction manuals. So everybody outside the game watching the social screen is trying to tell the person in the headset how to deactivate a bunch of bombs. Very cool. Lots of fun. You basically have to explain to the person in the headset things that they don't have the information to. Very cool. Basmaphobia is 15% off. Not a big deep dive, but it wasn't a very expensive game to start with. Again, very much a multiplayer game, but this one will make you crap your pants. Especially if you're scared of ghost stuff. Very cool. I've gone in that with friends, and I love it. It's top 10 PC VR stuff if it's your jam. Vtol Vr is 20% off. It still puts it at $26. But guys, if you like flight sims, Vtol Vr is kind of the visuals won't blow your mind, but damn, you actually fly the plane using all the controls in the inside. Now, it's kind of a middle ground between, say, something like an Ace Combat and something like a Microsoft Flight Simulator, or there's that other PC sim that is escaping me. It's one of the big ones, but it's not that hardcore. But you do push buttons and flip switches, and I mean, you can open up your canopy if you want while flying in the air. It's lots of single-player, mission-based stuff. I had a lot of fun with this, and of course, great use for your HOTAS. The Room VR, a Dark Matter, is 33% off. That's $22 and change. If you like puzzles, this is one of the better puzzle games out there. I don't like puzzle games, but, you know, still worth getting. Subnautica is easily one of the best survival games that you can play, period. And the VR port is absolutely amazing. The second one just came out, no VR support, but it really just added some features to the original game. So Subnautica 1 is totally worth picking up, and you will spend a lot of time in this, but you gotta like crafting survival games. So, you know, Ark, 7 Days to Die, things like that. Thrill of the Fight. Man, guys, if you want to get your ass kicked, Thrill of the Fight it's always pretty cheap. It's 20% off now, so it's like 8 and change. And, this will kick your ass. It's also available on the Quest, which is equally as good almost. It doesn't take much of a hit. But this one will get your ass going. Ragnarok. Not a clue. Never heard of it. Next game. Never played that either. Let's just keep going. Irewolf Vr is a game that is awesome as well. This is a multiplayer game, essentially a multiplayer game, but it's got that kind of Star Trek Bridge Crew thing going on, where you're actually in a sub and you actually have to take on missions as a team. It is a wicked game that does not get talked enough about. I'm going to do a Hidden Gems video. So yeah, keep that in mind. Let's keep going down here. Space Pirate Trainer, if you like wave shooters, that's a nice little 35% off discount. It's kind of the grandfather of wave-based shooters, and it's still pretty good if that's something you're looking for. Until You Fall, again, guys, 30% off. This is a wicked game. It's kind of a rogue-lite take on slashers, and it's pretty awesome. Try to find out different opponents' kind of play styles. So very cool. If you like melee stuff and you like roguelites, that's kind of a no-brainer. Moving on, I Expect You to Die. Not a puzzle guy. I love Expect You to Die. I Expect You to Die 2 is coming out pretty soon. This is 50% off. It's, you know, it's kind of a puzzle-based game, but it's got a great sense of humor, kind of a retro Bond thing. And yeah, I mean, it's basically an escape room thing. It's not really a puzzle game, it's an escape room game. And you can die a multitude of ways. Lots of fun. Jet Island is another hidden gem. It is 35% off. I actually just picked this one up in this sale. I had my eye on it. It is supposed to be one of the most intense VR experiences you can get on the PC. You're basically riding a jet board, and you've got a grapple, and you got weapons, and you kind of take on these almost like Shadow of the Colossus type things. Very awesome. I would definitely look into that. Moving along here, Pixel Rip 1995. I mean, guys, you probably know the Pixel Rip series. It's 30% off. It's a good deal on this game. It's and 95 I thought was better than 89. It's a really good pickup, especially if you're only going to grab one. I don't know why some of these games are in here, but let's just keep going. Transpose, again, one of the best puzzle games I've ever played, and I'm not a puzzle guy. I really liked this game. This is very cool, where you're basically using time and space, and you'll end up like throwing a ball to your future self that will then have another future self throwing a switch that'll move a platform. It's very cool. You're basically, it's like Gremlins, but it's just you. Awesome stuff. Paper Beast, not really my jam, but it's 40% off. It's definitely kind of really artistic VR done well. Lots of people love that. I didn't actually cover that, but you could probably check out a decent review from Ryan on the VR Grid on that. Yes, I am whoring Ryan. But moving along, Operation Warcade. It's got its fans. It's look, this is from Ivanovich Games, and they love that retro shit. And so this is definitely going to be a throwback to old light gun arcade games. I mean, like, you're like literally actually like at the arcade machine in this. So pretty cool if that's your jam. I would say that is priced much more appropriately. Moving along here, Dread Halls. That's actually a good one, guys. If you liked Cosmo Dread, this was their first game. And, it's a pretty good price. It's not a visual masterpiece, but if you want to get scared, that'll do it for you. Massmaker just came out a little while ago, 25% off on that one. That's kind of, I guess, a puzzle-y type game, kind of like Transpose, which I just talked about. You'll make different masks, and you'll jump around from basically NPC character to NPC character that you'll like basically possess through these masks. It's a gorgeous game, beautiful VR. One of games of the year, probably for 2021. That might be one to check out if it's your jam. The Forest in VR. I love survival games. I love crafting games. Like, that's my jam. And The Forest in VR was really disappointing. Cool game in VR. Even at max settings, The Forest just looked really sloppy and blurry. And it just looks like a dated game. It's just not great in my opinion. And I got a beast of a computer. Pavlov Vr. It's Pavlov, guys. 40% off. Damn. If you like first-person shooters in VR, Pavlov it's one of the games, right? It's kind of your Call of Duty crowd. It's a little bit faster than Contract. It's a little bit faster than Contractors, with Contractors kind of being in between Pavlov and Onward. So this game on PC, man, it's like, zombie modes and custom maps coming out of your butt. They've got the Call of Duty maps in there. They've added now tanks, and you can get 3 players in a tank. Pavlov is, mandatory PC if you like shooters. Gorn, come on, guys, Gorn, 35% off. That takes it down to like $14 and change. And, if you just want to beat the crap out of cartoon characters, you will not do better than Gorn. You probably know what Gorn is, and it's a good price to get it if you've been sitting on it. Project Wingman, think Ace Combat for the poor man. It's decent. It's very decent. It's very Ace Combat-y. And for you PC headsets who didn't have the chance to play Ace Combat 7 on the PSVR, well, this is a more complete version of that game, basically. And just not quite as polished, but really decent. So again, Hoda Stick, yes please. Moss, another gem from the PSVR era. God, I can't believe I'm saying era already. But yeah, guys, Moss, 50% off. That's a steal. If this is a beautiful game. It's kind of a Zelda light platforming kind of game that's just beautiful. Plays with scale, your heart. It's awesome. You're gonna love that. Just moving along here to things that I would mention. Oh, Overload. Okay, so Overload, guys, again, another hidden gem. Gotta do that hidden gem video. Overload is made by the guys who did the game Descent. If you guys grew up in the 90s like me, and you remember Descent, this is Descent in VR, 100%. It's literally just by a different name. if you like Descent and you want Descent in VR and you got a strong stomach for VR, jump on that. Synth Riders, 36% off. That's the deluxe edition. Right below it here, 40% off the base edition, $17.39. Yeah, if you're looking for something, to mix up your Beat Saber, this might be another great alternative for you. Definitely synthwave focused, but it's got some cool songs by Deadmau5 and stuff. I don't think it has custom songs yet, but don't quote me on that. A Fisherman's Tale. This is from the guys who made Mask Maker, and it is another beautiful, awesome kind of puzzle adventure that plays with scale and your imagination, and I love it. I actually think I like it more than Mask Maker, but if you're on the fence, that's a great price, a really good price. There's a deluxe edition. I don't know why you get that. I don't know. Okay, you get the soundtrack. Fine, whatever. Carrying on, Premium Bowling. That has competition now with Bowl Forever, or is it Forever Bowl? I can't remember. But I haven't played this. I've got on my Quest. I've heard the physics are great on that. But I think Bowl Forever is kind of more my jam. But Blast On with a 30% cut. And I say ooh because all the Facebook and the ads thing. But they pulled that back. There's no ads. And it's a really quick pick up and play shooter. You're like 8 feet apart shooting each other in a multiplayer type thing. Wasn't really my jam, but Resolution Games makes good games. They got Demio, and Blast On's another really solid title. Carly and the Reaper Man, I just did a bit of a game overview with that with Ryan. It's just basically a puzzle platformer where you do the puzzles and the platformers, so you're controlling your hands in addition to the character with the analog sticks. Better with 2 players. That's all I'll say. Go check out my video on that one. Let's just carrying on. Serious Sam. We'll get to Serious Sam. Pistol Whip. Pistol Whip it's awesome. It's awesome. There's Beat Saber and there's Pistol Whip. That's kind of like the 2 big titles, except Pistol Whip is with guns. So it's like John Wick meets a rhythm shooter. It's very cool. They keep adding to it. So, that's a great deal. 30% off. Carrying on, Vertigo Remastered, another hidden gem. We're getting Vertigo 2 pretty soon, maybe kinda. I played the demo. It's awesome. Vertigo Remastered is, the first game Vertigo came out in like 2016 on the PC, and it was kind of like a Half-Life Light, I guess. It's actually a really decent, cool little game, guys. I mean, it pales now, but damn. And I don't know why it's not on the PSVR. It would be brilliant on there. Red Matter. I believe this used to be an Oculus exclusive. Now it's everywhere. It's a puzzle game on Mars. It's gorgeous, and I guess it's kind of a puzzle adventure mystery game. I really liked it, actually. Let's carry on things I think are worth. Grapple Tournament. I actually own that and have not played it, but I hear it's awesome. But again, it's multiplayer in VR, and I just don't know if there's a player base for that. I don't know. I am going to be doing a video soon. We're going to go take a deep dive on multiplayer games and see if they're alive. Shooty Fruity, 60% off. I love Shooty Fruity. It's my favorite wave shooter. The gunplay is awesome. You process groceries while shooting fruit. I know it sounds absolutely stupid, but it's tons of fun. The gun sounds are awesome. I love Shooty Fruity. If you have any interest in wave shooters, check out Shooty Fruity. It's 60% off. That's when I would grab it. Oh, love that game. Okay, so let's carry on here. Some of these games have just VR bullshit in them. Res Infinite. Not really my jam, but it's made by the Tetris Effect people. And the music kind of sounds very similar. So if, it's kind of got that mesmerizing visuals to go along with it. Electronauts. Guys, this is one of my favorite VR games, period. I guess it's kind of an unpopular opinion. It's made by Servios, who did Creed and, Raw Data and Sprint Vector. These guys make VR titles, and Electronauts, personally, is my favorite by them. You're basically given a bunch of music samples to famous songs, and you get to jam and remix all those songs. You get drum pads and all these different kind of sound making devices so you can completely jam. You basically can do a live EDM set. Check out the channel. I did a couple of nights of that. I love that game. But I guess you kind of have to like that music. It's not even, EDM is not even my thing, and I like it. 2MD VR Football. It's basically a quarterback arcade game, and it's sick. It's awesome. It's only 25% off, but it wasn't that expensive to start with. It's cartoony, it's goofy, but the football and the there's some depth there. There's some depth. You can actually map out all your plays, and check that one out, guys. On sale, that's definitely worth picking up, I think. Mini Motor Racing X. I reviewed this on the PlayStation. It wants to be a Micro Mini Machines type game. A little slow for my tastes, but for kids, that could be really cool. And you can play this in like third person, first person. There's tons of views. For you racing sim fans out there, Assetto Corsa is one of the definitive sim games. Still is. The modding community is insane. If you want a car or a track, they have real world tracks now with traffic and night racing. Every car you could possibly imagine is in there. And it still holds up. It definitely does. It's not as gorgeous as, say, Project Cars 2, and it's not as deep as, say, iRacing, but it's pretty sick. And I cannot recommend 90% off for the Ultimate Edition. That means you get all the DLC. Damn, just get it, especially if you own a racing wheel. Boneworks. Come on, it's Boneworks, guys. It doesn't go on sale that often, 20%, not that deep, but if, it's a mandatory VR, right, honestly. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's basically a playground physics sim fest with a campaign to kind of take you through it. Great sense of humor. They've added vehicles. It's awesome. Check it out. So good. Fun fact, Boneworks actually was originally the engine that was offered to Valve for Half-Life Alyx. They decided to go with their own thing, but you can totally see the influences. Thumper. It's a weird-ass rhythm, anxiety-producing panic attack, but people love it. It's 70% off. It's $6. Yeah, check that out if you think it might be your thing at all. Where are we going? Vox Machina. Here we go, guys. I'm going to talk about this. This is one of my biggest hidden gems on the PC VR side of things. It's insane. Think Mech Warrior, but like, damn. Multiplayer. It's got a campaign. It's got co-op stuff. And I just cannot express to you how amazing it feels to be in these things. If you guys have ever watched the movie Robot Jocks, that's the 80s kid in me, you got to get Vox Machina. It's awesome. And I'm going to cover that on the channel because it's just so good. Carrying on, Catch and Release, my favorite fishing game. I love this game. You know what? I played a lot of fishing games. Actually, that's a lie. I've played some fishing games in flat and VR. And Catch and Release is easily the best I've ever played. You're only on like one, just completely made up lake with some cave systems that they've added now, but is the only fishing game that recreates the feeling of being out on the water. And I love it for that. You can play Spotify and just relax. I have literally gone into that game just to chill out. Hyperdash, come on, guys. That's one of the big competitive shooters right now. Personally, I thought it lacked a bit of content, but its control system is sick. And yeah, I mean, it's a competitive online game that, you're literally teleporting around and grinding rails. It's got a bit of an Overwatch vibe to it. Very, very cool. And it's 20% off. It's a newer game, so that's not a bad deal. Floor Plan for $324. Guys, that's a cool little puzzle game. It's little. I mean, you're going up and down elevators, and all the rooms are quirky and connected. And you do things in one room that connect to another room. But if you like your puzzle games, that's a very cool little game. It's got a bit of a job simulator vibe. Speaking of which, Job Simulator, 30% off. This never goes on sale, guys. The Job Simulator games very rarely go on sale on any platform. So 30% off, $15. Totally worth it if you want that. I think it's highly overrated, but it's very high selling. House of the Dying Sun. I would look into that, guys. It's 66% off, and that's $7 and change. And it's another kind of like cockpit-based space shooter, but it's a lot of fun. It's got a great solo campaign. Another hidden gem. So check that out. Carrying on, Cosmo Dread, one of my favorite games of 2021. It's only 10% off, but it wasn't expensive to start with. So yeah, I would check that out. It's definitely horror-based, kind of rogue light, but it's got crafting, and it's just I love that game. Check out my review, guys, and you'll see why I like that. V-Racer Hoverbike wants to be Wipeout. It's not, but it's still pretty cool. I've actually played this on another person's PC. I don't own it yet, and maybe this is the time. Let's see here. It's on the wish list. Maybe that's gonna happen. $17, maybe. Audio Trip. Another type of Beat Saber type of thing. Felt a little bland to me, but if you're desperate for something, I still wouldn't get that. All right, carrying on, guys. Let's keep going. Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Come on, guys. This is, again, premium must-play VR. 20% off. Doesn't go on sale that often. 42% off for Carnage Chronicles. Again, hidden gem PC, guys. It's a co-op dungeon crawler, and it's actually quite awesome. It really is. It's got some depth. It's beautiful. You can go in sword wielding, or, you know, you can go in with the range attacks or magic attacks. Check this out, guys. I really liked this game. Played with Ryan a little bit, but we never really put any footage out there just because. It used to be in early access, but now it's out, and I would look at that. Moving along here, Blasters of the Universe, another one of my favorite wave shooters. Got a bit of a Borderlands vibe where you can create a whole bunch of different guns to take on these situations. Only has a few kind of like, I guess, maps if you want, but the music's awesome. I love the vibe of that game. I'd still check that out. It's pretty cool. Moving on, Payday 2. It's $1.14. It's 90% off. I didn't love the VR implementation here, but it's still pretty sick, and that's a lot of game for not a lot of money. I would definitely look into that. Dirt Rally, 75% off for $4. That's insane. That's such a good deal. Dirt Rally's amazing, but Dirt Rally 2 is on here as well, so keep that in mind. We'll get to that. There's you go. Super Hot, talked about that. 40% off. If you haven't picked up Super Hot, guys, that's the time to do it. Automobilista 2, another hardcore racing sim, but very focused on, I think, Brazilian cars. Kind of weird. Running on the Project Cars 2 engine, so it looks and plays gorgeous. But just keep in mind that the cars in there are going to be pretty aimed at your like real racing crowd who knows some of these cars. You're not going to find like a Dodge Viper in there, or, you know, a BMW M5. Population 1, come on, guys. Population 1, I think mandatory VR. I don't even like Battle Royales. I'm not a huge multiplayer game guy either, and I love Population 1. 30% off, great deal. Sirento, you know, this is another kind of, I guess, almost classic VR game now. This is for those who want to like really push their VR legs. You can backflip, front flip, side flip. It's, you know, animated gore, blood, John Wick, Matrix type crap. It's cool, guys. And it's got a pretty deep kind of upgrade progression system. I really enjoy this game. It might feel or look a little bit dated, but it's definitely worth checking out. Carrying on here, Grip, another awesome hidden gem game. You guys want a racing game that'll kick your ass, it's Grip. It's basically Grip and Wipeout on the PSVR. And I mean, these games are both just like balls to the wall, no compromise. Grip is awesome. Check that out. 78% off. Yeah, guys. Oh man, if you got your VR legs, look into that one. Carrying on here, To the Top. If you haven't played To the Top, it is an awesome game. Don't let the graphics fool you. It's it plays with height, and it's kind of a physical puzzle, kind of figure out how to get places. I love that game. Trickster Vr. I like how they're calling it Trickster VR Co-op Dungeon Crawler. Guys, this is a really fun game too. Think Carnage Chronicles, that kind of thing, but it's got procedurally generated levels, and I've had a lot of fun playing this with Ryan. It's better co-op. It's fun solo though, and yeah, lots of weapons, and it's just fun. It actually has really good melee. I like the way it did contact with weapons and shields and such. Into the Radius VR, Stalker fans, maybe. It's a little rough. I did a review on it. It's probably gotten better since then. But if you're going to try it, that sounds like a good price to jump in. Stride, also kind of an early access title, but they've added a multiplayer component now, and that might be worth checking out at 25% off as well. In Death is one of my favorite VR games ever. I love it. Now, just keep in mind, though, that this, even though this is the best looking version by a significant amount, it is basically done. The developer of this has moved on. They sold the rights over to, I believe it was, I want to say Super Bright, and they're doing In Death Unchained on the Quest. So all the DLC that you've seen in the last year and a half on In Death Unchained is not in this version, but that's a good price. That's a good price as long as you're willing to only play the core game. There you go. Serious Sam. If you want to pick up one Serious Sam, pick up the third. It's the newest. It's the best. And the other ones kind of all play the same. I would definitely look at that one. And for your information, the newest one, Serious Sam 4, does not have VR yet. Summer Funland at 40% off. That's probably the right price for it. It's like basically a theme park, and it's actually one of the best ones at it. I really enjoyed it. Has a nice mixture of kind of, I guess, like carnival games and also some like, you know, big rides. And it's got a roller coaster and a giant climbing wall. This one's got a lot of, I really enjoyed Summer Funland. Don't forget about that one. Carrying on then, Sprint Vector is awesome. It's 70% off. It's 82% for the deluxe edition. Looks like it's a soundtrack too. Sprint Vector is awesome. It's Mario Kart in VR where you do all the locomotion. This will get your ass going. You're literally pumping your arms like you're running, but it's really fun. Multiplayer community, I think it's pretty dead, but single player, and it's one of the best locomotion experiences you've ever played in VR. It's wicked. Carrying on, Crisis Brigade 2. This is pretty much the ultimate arcade light gun game in VR. Like, it's like Time Crisis in VR. Co-op's coming soon, I think. For 40% off, that's priced really right. There we go. Dirt Rally 2, 75% off, $569. If you guys, again, you're sim racers, you got a wheel. Dirt Rally 2 is just everything that Dirt Rally did 1, but better, with just more courses and more cars and just more of everything. I love it. Absolutely love Dirt Rally 2. They added a lot of content to that too, so maybe the DLC's on sale as well, so that might be something to look into, but that's a great price. Carrying on, Tethered. This is a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about this. It's kind of a God game, I guess, God simulator, where you have to, like, you know, I guess keep these people going, these little minions on your island, and they love to work, so you got to keep them busy, and everything's kind of tethered. You tether them to where you want them to go and what you want them to do. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game just to, like, kind of be in and experience. And speaking of experience, Rush VR is awesome. It almost has this mobile game feel to it, but don't let that, like, kind of, like, dissuade you from picking it up. And at 75% off, to me, it's personally like a no-brainer. It's a Rush. It is. It's a skydiving game, and you're like sky racing with your wingsuit, and it's a ton of fun. You basically get more speed by getting close to the ground, so it's very much an adrenaline junkie type of game. Again, another sim racing game. These are always on sale in these deep sales, but they're great prices too. R Factor 2 is kind of the granddaddy of it. And I mean, if you're a sim racer and you've never played it, it's kind of like you really probably should. It's got some of the best physics out there. But for all others, you know, you might just move on to other things. Zero Caliber VR is, again, not the complete version that is on the Quest. It's kind of a pattern that I'm not happy with. Supposedly they're going to be fixing it. There's only 8 missions versus like the 25 on the Quest, but on PC, it's gorgeous. It's one of the best looking shooters out there. It is beautiful, and it makes the Quest version look like dog crap. So it's a good price, 50% off for a game that's going to be growing. And yeah, we were talking about Survios back there with Sprint Vector. Raw Data, that was one of their first, I think it was their first VR game. And on PC, it's got co-op. So for you PSVR headsets out there, it might be worth picking up if you got a friend to jump into. It's 75% off. That is awesome.